Well, good evening. Giving you your annual report from the Parks and Recreation Commission, and I would like to introduce Nancy Tribble, the chair of the commission.
Hi, Nancy.
Forward?
Yeah,
Okay.
to the right.
Okay. Good evening. My name is Nancy Tribble. I live at 922 Clay Court, Moscow. And I'm looking forward to giving you a brief report tonight. I love being on this commission. You know, the parks and the paths are the number one reason why my husband and I chose to move from Oregon to Moscow, Idaho. We spent about 2 years trying to decide where we were going to relocate, and we knew we'd be moving out of Oregon, so we went on about a 2-year tour, checking places out. And actually, Paul was the chamber executive director the first day we came to Moscow. And standing on the main street, I told Owen, I said, this is it. So we took a subscription to the Daily News. About 2 years, we were watching the newspaper to see what all the hot topics were. And I was so impressed with the parks and the paths and the importance of keeping green space balanced, of still having some growth. So I just want you to know that this Parks Department and our trails brought us over from Oregon. It was our number one, and we've not been disappointed. So, on our Parks and Recreation Commission, we have Justin Minden, who's coaching over there, me swinging around with fish in Seattle. We have Damon Burton, Susan Steele, and actually she's the reason that I got on the Parks Commission when you had it here in the City Hall, and she caught my eye and got me signed up. We have Arch Harner, Ted Keisha, Robbie Cooper, Jacqueline Wallace, Mark Heinlein, and we have a really good time, and we really appreciate the effort that our recommendations the time that you take with them. Our mission statement is that the department, in partnership with our citizens, enriches Moscow's quality of life by providing well-designed and properly maintained parks and recreational opportunities for all citizens. Services include development and maintenance of parks and community forestry, recreational sports facilities, playgrounds, trails, open spaces, city office buildings, in addition to offering a vast array of individual and group recreation programs. Our issues and projects. Presently, our park naming process for Peekaboo Park, reviewed and recommended official design for Milton Arthur Park for City Council consideration, reviewed and recommended official design for Lola Clyde Park, our ongoing updates on downtown restroom facility, participated in the annual Parks and Facilities Tour, and currently exploring for a suitable site for another community garden. And if any of you haven't been out to our community garden at the Herc Center, swing by sometime. It is impressive. I believe we've won a few awards. Dwight, for that? Yeah, we've won an award for that. We'll be reviewing the 2016 Youth Scholarship Stats and Policy and recommending any policy changes. Participated in ongoing review of Parks and Recreation Master Plan adopted by the Council in 2014. Participated in a dedication and grand opening of the Moscow School District Community Playfields. Hosted an information table at the Farmers Market, and currently exploring a feasibility of the Parks and Recreation Foundation. Any questions on that or any of those?
We'll share about the foundation.
Okay. Well, we are looking at a foundation where private citizens can donate funds to a foundation to enhance and work with the Parks Department, where they're not feeling that they really feel comfortable donating money to a city municipality, because the rules and regulations on what cities have to go through to build parks and other municipalities is different than going out and having them privately build. And a lot of communities have foundations for their parks. And we find that people who would like to donate money are more willing to donate and put it in trust for all of the energies to go to a specific park or specific works. So developing a foundation is truly its own work, and so we have a task force. We're looking into it, and definitely when we get further down the road, we'll be bringing it to the city as well.
Thank you.
Ongoing review of the Moscow School District community ball fields, ongoing monitoring of off-leash area in Mountain View Park. Moscow Charter School use of the HERC recommendations, reviewed and made recommendations for council consideration of the 1912 monument sign, and reviewed and made parkland dedication recommendations for council consideration on identity on main PUD projects. Upcoming 2017 issues and projects, continue implementation of the 2013 Parks and Recreation Master Plan. Process begins for 5-year update to the Parks and Recreation Master Plan. Annual report on Youth Scholarship Program with recommendations. Upgrades to City Parks and Facilities Historical Guide, and assist in possible bond election planning. And if you have any questions as I go through this, stop me. And review and make recommendations for possible future dog park, because our current one is really overused. It really, we're such a dog-friendly community that people are really starting to ask for, we need one on the other side of town or a larger one because this one gets really overused. Review and recommendation for addressing parks and facilities accessibility issues. Review off-leash area for policy for Mountain View Park, and continue feasibility exploration for Parks and Recreation Foundation. I think I just said that. Any questions?
Well, Nancy, we appreciate what all of our commissions do, especially Parks and Rec, because we had so many fun things doing, because it's about recreation, getting people out, being able to do things from all ages and walks of life, and so it makes it very, very nice for our community.
Well, in recreation, we always think of kids and playgrounds, but we have recreation. We need it for those of us who get older, and we need to keep moving, keep the body moving and the brain working. So definitely. Okay. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Nancy.